So, you want to bag your Nissan GT-R. Hello and welcome to another video, guys. So, we have here a very special car tonight. We have a Nissan R35 GT-R that is actually bag slapped to the floor and it's already done, ready for release. We are going to talk about how to bag the Nissan R35. Of course, the first few questions na lagi pupunta sa utak ng tao is that why did you bag the GT-R? And the reason is, if you look down there, sobrang baba nung chin nung may-ari ng GT-R na to. So, the concern is lift capabilities. You can just opt to buy a, front lift kit from KW, but that does not provide him enough lift that it does not make sense for the cost. Yun din kasi yung pwedeng ibigay ng air suspension is the ability to swivel the back and front to give you lift. And of course, when you're done doing the lifting, you can actually drop the car to the floor and just look great. Okay? We're going to discuss how easy it is actually to build or to bag the GT-R. And we're going to discuss kung kaya ba talaga ng air suspension yung GT-R. Yung power, torque, and of course, the handling. Will it change? Ride quality? Lahat yun na pag-uusapan natin on this video. So if you want to know more about that, please like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon for a notification. So we're gonna get information into your heads na mawala yung stigma naman kahit paano ng air suspension, especially for high horsepowered cars. Kasi I understand, maiintindihan nyo pa nag-air sus kami sa mga Camry, Accord, mga SUV, crossovers, Vios, Wigos, pero for this high-powered cars, does it actually make sense to do this? So strap in, stay tuned, and listen kung gusto nyo malaman kung talagang worth it ba to sa GT-R. So let's discuss the under chassis of this car first before we go into that. I'll be needing your ears. Lend me your ears for this as we dive into the suspension part of this video. So let's get right onto it, okay? Alright, hello and welcome sa front side na suspension ng Nissan R35 GT-R. We are actually mated with a double wishbone suspension. So this is actually really nice for us kasi pag nasa air suspension field ka, you don't want your struts rotating. Pero majority of the cars that we do has a McPherson strut. Very little do we have a a double wishbone suspension sa unahan. So double wishbone, we have a wishbone here, we have a wishbone sa ilalim, and that in turn will carry the suspension of the car like that. Ang maganda dito umiikot yung steering wheel natin on this ball joint. So this rotates and our bags are stationary. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Our hoses are safe. Hindi nagagalaw yan, hindi na niya kailangan umikot. So it's so easy to do air suspension for a double wishbone type suspension. Tapos sobrang versatile pa ng fitment natin kasi mag-auto camber siya. Pag nag-air out yung kotse, dumadapa, hinihila na suspension yung wheels paloob. And that is actually a really good plus. And will translate to a very good ride. So, anong dapat natin pag-usapan besides the suspension geometry? We can actually tell you that this is actually a very spacious strut tower. So, pansin nyo, my hands is everywhere. I can go to the back, I can go to the front without having any problems. And if kasya ang kamay mo, as a rule of thumb, when you're building air suspension, pag kasya ang kamay mo, bro, wala kang po problemahin. Okay yan. Goods yan. Okay? So, just checking everything kasi this is going to be our final check already. We're going to release the car very soon. That is our front suspension ng Nissan GT-R. Nothing much to discuss. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. We have done this build for only 1 day. Okay? Let's go to the back side of the suspension. Alright, hello and welcome sa rear suspension ng ating Nissan GT-R R35. And immediately, masasabi ko sa inyo na madali itong gawin. Kasi nga, we have a non-divorced type suspension sa likod. Kaya ang bilis namin nagawa ito, halos 1 day build lang, kasi we have struts ready, and that actually made it a lot easier sa amin dahil hindi magkahiwalay yung struts sa likod. Okay, we have a very prolonged shocks, mahaba, and our airbag is way up the tower, so yung wheels natin nasa ilalim lang. That's something you need to note. You can actually fit really wide wheels for the GT-R because the airbags on the rear always sit a bit higher than usual. We are mated with a rear independent suspension pero hindi siya double wishbone type. Upper wishbone siya, yes, pero sa ilalim multi-link. So it's like a hybrid of multi-link suspension and double wishbone suspension. So, ang maganda dito, when you are airing out, nag-auto camber siya. So pag nag-air out ka, gumapasok sa loob and everything. Pero yeah, looking at the space, we're actually meted with a very, very spacious strut tower. Wala tayong sinasabitan. Since nasa likod naman tayo ngayon, hindi naman umiikot to. So everything should be as is. And wala tayong magiging problema sa mga puncture points. Yung hose line natin safe. So yan yung maganda sa rear suspension layout natin. There's nothing much to say and I've actually pointed out the key factors nito. So it's a big plus na yung ating strut tower nasa taas, safe. One major disadvantage lang is if you want to adjust the damping, kailangan mong kalasin yung panel sa loob talaga. So it's gonna be a pain in the ass to tune the car's damping. Kaya we better set this damping straight immediately before we even drop the car or we send the car off sa owner. Nothing much to discuss. Yan lang ang nasa likod ng ating Nissan R35 GTR. So, if you're planning to do bags for this, it's very simple. Alright, hello and welcome sa ating rear trunk layout ng ating Nissan GTR where we actually see the trunk space na available sa atin. Of course, it's not a big trunk space per se and we actually occupied almost 60% of the trunk space. Take note, mayroon naman kaming permission ng owner na sabi niya sa amin, I don't really put stuff on this car. May convoy naman ako lagi pag tumatakbo ako. So, I can just put stuff on my convoy car so you can take it away, Kyle. Ubusin mo na yung space. So, and that is what we did. So, we have a very, very simple layout lang. We put everything on a pedestal na kahoy na may black carpet to match the interior of the car. And we have our classic Fitment air suspension. Okay, Fitment air suspension management system. Okay, there's the AMS, air management system. Sa ilalim nun, we have our VU4 valve with pressure sensors. This car is going to run on pressure sensors only. Wala tong height sensors because he wants to try the air suspension muna. He doesn't want to dive into it deep. So, shallow lang muna si sir. This is actually a great start. You don't have to invest that much to have a very, very good air suspension setup. What I mean is, for a reasonable amount of money, you can actually get almost every function of the air suspension package. And this is basically it. Ang maganda dito is that we have two compressors. It may be external, it may be a bit noisy to run, but since dalawa siya, it will only cut down the refilling time, recharging time to about 1 minute or less. Give or take, depende sa health ng ating pumps. And that will ensure also a redundancy that we don't run out of pumps. Napaka-unlucky mo naman na dalawang compressor mo bumigay. So, this is actually sporting our classic muna. Classic fitment, no endo, no fussy things. The simpler, the better. Yun yung sabi ko sa kanya. You're gonna run this car for speed. Kaya ka lang nag-air suspension because you don't want to break your chin again. This is the way to go. Huwag ka muna mag-invest. Try mo muna. If you want to do more, we can do that later on. So, that being said, wala naman tayong iba pang pwedeng ipakita. We have a space here. Good enough for simple luggages, but he's not gonna do groceries on this, long drives without a convoy. So, space is not a factor. That's going to be it for the rear trunk layout ng ating Nissan GTR. So, let's actually drop the car. We're actually going to drop the car now. Let's see our final thoughts. And we have to test this car because this is packing. It has 800 horsepower on it. Okay? Okay, hello and welcome naman sa outro ng kotse. So, in our discussion, diniscuss natin yung suspension type ng GTR. Sa unahan, we have a double wishbone suspension. So, pag kumakabig yung manibela, hindi umiikot yung shock. So, that actually presents us with a very easy install sa unahan. We don't have to worry about the hose lines. Lahat ng mga concerns ko sa McPherson strut, wala. And of course, sa rear, meron naman tayong wishbone type multi-link suspension. Tapos nakita nyo sa video kanina, nasa taas yung shocks. Yung mismong airbag rather, nasa may taas siya ng tore. So kahit maglapad ka ng mags, hindi tatamaan ng gulong yung airbag. It does not come close to the airbag. So in terms of safety, you're safe. In terms of ease of use, sobrang dali. So nakita nyo naman, ang daling gawin ng GTR. We actually did this car for a day. Pine-repair namin yung items for 1 day. We bagged the car in another day. In just 1 day, we test drove it. Damping, set, everything, height, done. And so, let's actually start the car and actually show you the lift capability ng kotse para naman magkaroon ng konting sense yung upgrade ng GTR. Kasi I'm pretty sure you'll see how low the car is later on. So let's start by lifting up the car on its presets. Alright. This is actually his old stance, okay? Yung old stance ng kotse before we bagged it is this. Isang finger gap lang siya sa kamay ko. Ganito siya kababa dati. And look at that ground clearance sa baba. Isang dangkal lang yung kanyang clearance sa baba for his daily driving. Actually, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, mas mababa pa dito. Mas masikip yung daliri ko nung dumating yung kotse dito. Let's actually connect to the system para at least mas madali mag-explain. So I'm speaking a bit louder kasi maingay yung ating GTR. For the air suspension, let's actually show you the full lift ng unahan. Okay? At saka full lift ng likod. So we can actually see na practical yung upgrade na to. Okay? So from one finger gap kanina, he has now a full set of 4 fingers. Sabi natin 3 and a half. 3 na maluwag. Okay? So, or 4, just for the sake of it. So, that actually increased our ground clearance from just isang dangkal to another dangkal. If we are talking about dangkals in measurement. Tapos, pagkatapos niyang gamitin yung lift capabilities, he can just slam the car back to his stance. Diba? P1. Okay? Back to his old stance. He can actually go up a little bit higher. Diba? He can actually go a bit more higher than that. Diba? So, now he has varying heights. For the same price of a lift kit, he has varying heights, way more travel, and of course, a beautiful stance pag nakabagsak yung kotse. So, kinabitan namin to ng aming slow valve para hindi sobrang bilis bumagsak yung kotse, gradual para bearable yung paggamit ng may-ari. That is the dynamics of the air suspension. Let's now talk about, can the air suspension handle the power? So, 800 horsepower, 700 horsepower. This GTR is equipped with 700 horsepower, all-wheel drive, insane amount of torque. So when the power comes in, the air suspension should be able to handle that. And in short, yes, this is not the GTR, this is not the first GTR na ginawa namin. This is actually the 3rd or 4th GTR na gawa namin. And we actually tested that torque power on other cars already. And of course, for this car, I also test drove the car. It can handle the power. You have to trust my word for it. I would not put that air suspension kit on the Supra as well. Supra natin, if it's not going to handle the power. Okay? For ride quality naman, it's still predictable. It's still enough. Yung comfort niya nandun pa rin. So, it should give you the best bang for your buck for daily use. Maneuverability, stance, pogi points. But yes, meron siyang caveat lagi. There's always a downside for these systems is that meron siyang periodic maintenance. Yun lang naman yung downside dito eh. There's a periodic maintenance so we can actually keep the integrity of the air suspension for its longevity, walang leak, para rin ma-check yung bags kung okay. So an added performance, added maneuverability, added stability for just added maintenance. So yun lang naman yun. Pick your poison na lang, basagin natin yung chinyo araw-araw, every other month, every other year, or just get a periodic maintenance for us, with us, for free, and we'll take care of your car and you get the maneuverability that you wish. So, yun na lang, food for thought. But for now, that's for another video kung gusto natin discuss yun. Ang ating topic ngayon is air suspension and how it is actually, how to bag the GTR, the Nissan R35 GTR. So, I hope you learned something from this video. And with that being said, that is the closing remarks. Wala na tayong pwedeng sabihin, i-discuss as we are actually done with the car. Let's actually turn off the car. With that closing remark, I hope you learned something. And yeah, this is how to bag your Nissan R35 GTR. And if you have questions, let me know. But for now, that is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you learned something, please smash the like button, share the video, hit the bell icon for a notification, and most importantly, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps spread awareness for this type of videos. So, we do this on a normal basis para if you want to bag your car, kaya nga so you want to bag your car, bago pa tayo mag-usap, tapos na. Alam mo na kung paano kakalabasan, alam mo na ang dynamics, makikita mo pang ilalim, layout, everything is actually there for you. Kailangan mo na lang isipin is, gusto ko ba o ayaw ko? For now, that's going to be in your decision. It's been Cal for Fitment Engineering, and you're watching Fitment TV. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and maraming salamat for always supporting the videos. And for the newcomers, hello, this is what we do. For the long-time watchers, maraming salamat for sticking around for this long. So, I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.